So yeah, two very different, like two similar lists, but with a very different playstyle. The differences in the Danish list are reduced to Ray having only Cortella, Rose, and Finn, and obviously her title. But on the A-Wings, having cluster missiles instead of proto rockets for. Sorry, I completely got the two ships. Okay, there we go. Tully versus Tully. So, Mexican Tully has Predator, while Danish Tully has Heroic. And Marksmanship. Still having proton rockets, that makes sense given the ability. Inclusion of 80 advanced optics on Tully, while Zizi is exactly the same ship. So minimal differences that result in a 2 points difference, giving the initiative to Jill, I would say.
Yep, absolutely. That was instantaneous. That Mexico will be moving first, so bid worked. I think Denmark will be happy that they're flying this list in there because they're going to see where every single one of Mexico's ships go, and then retaliate. And we all know how absolutely horrible at getting into better positions A-Wings are. So Mexico's going to have to fly, in my opinion, a little bit cagey when you get to the engagements. But we shall see.
Okay, so apparently we had a little bit of a delay. No, it's all good. It's all good. Sorry, the programmed delay was interfering a tiny bit with the match. All good.
Ah.
Yeah, I saw the button on YouTube saying go live, and I was like, I'm already live, dude.
Oh yes, well, at about 4 streams ago, my internet broke down twice midstream, and then I had to go into my video editor and put in technical difficulties, and Java's banging into things. It's actually quite a funny video, but the whole video is now up and all good. So I got my internet fixed, which is delightful, and I have a stream later on myself. So we shall see how we get on. I don't particularly like the fact that the yellow one bumped to make sure Ray didn't go anywhere, because now it's at a very strange angle.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult engagement to plan on both sides, because obviously you kind of know what to expect since they're playing a similar list. It's
Yeah, I just don't understand why the yellow, who was at the back, why the red A wing, which is Tally, wasn't put right to the edge, and then he could have just done a 1 and been completely straight. If he was going for a nice, I want everything 90 degrees, now he wants it about 86 and not really where it wants to be. But maybe that will help out with the proton rocket. Who knows? That's an interesting move.
okay, that's a debris. What happens on
Yep.
debris? Nothing. Okay, we're missing a dice roll.
This could be an interesting game. Debris doesn't matter. Rocks don't matter. You can shoot from the other side of the board. It's fine. Let's make your own rules up.
I'm wondering if they. Oh, okay. So there was.
Oh, so it has changed. Okay, so
Oh, I think he has the dials inverted. Yeah.
yeah, he has. So Tally should be doing a one over. To be fair, so that makes a bit of sense. Yep. Okay. And the boost. Okay, we're good. Nice of him to let that go. Not that it made any difference to the game at all, but nice sportsmanship. I do love Denmark's Millennium Falcon. I adore that flag. For that reason only, as I'm Northern Irish, which means I can't speak about flags at all without fear of going to prison. But I do like the fact that they put it right in the middle where the escape pod would be. I think that's cool and groovy.
Yeah, also from the initial deployment of the ships, that ended up to be a really good position because now I will dub her as Dane Ray is ready to barge in and provoke pain.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Will he though? That's the issue. So those A wings, the red ones specifically. So Taliesin can do a 3 bank to the right and take a boost. And if the Danish Ray went any faster than about a 3, that would be a bump. So nothing will be getting done at all. No mods for either ship. I think the Denmark player, seeing as he is, I mean, that's quite close to that rock asteroid maneuver. It should be fine. I think genuinely I'd do a 2 if I was a Danish player. And then maybe a 2 with CISO into the left. And then probably a 3 and a boost from Tally. That's what I think for Denmark. What do you do if you are Mexico, young man?
So, who is the bait? Who is the bait? If you go towards ZZ, then you end up in the Falcon's range. But obviously, going inside the obstacle field just to catch Tally doesn't seem like a good plan.
No, that does not sound like a good trade or a good time whatsoever.
I think I would accelerate towards the top part of the table.
Yeah, I mean these can do 5 forwards, but as I said about 5 minutes ago, I think Mexico need to be a little cagey, so it may all just be a couple of 2s forward for range control and a 1 forward from Ray. We shall see. I think Denmark have pretty much set out their stall on going, we're going to rush you, but not over rush. So dials all set. Is that the 3? Yep. That means you're no longer stressed. It flew.
Let's have a look.
So one of the things that the Danish Falcon doesn't have is false transponder codes. And if that isn't within range 3, she's got proton rockets. Taking the focus would probably be better anyway.
I'm pretty much intrigued by Mexican Ray having the stealth device.
I think that's utter genius or utter madness, and we'll find out in the next, 65 minutes.
Because technically, it could be. How much is it? Let me have a look. I need to make a sound reasonment to not look like a fool.
I think it's expensive. Oh, and the Ray from Mexico wanted a target lock and utterly failed. So it's just going to have to be that we did bring.
Because if it's cheaper than a hull upgrade or a shield upgrade, it makes sense. At agility 1, it's 4 points, so it should be like half of a hull upgrade or shield upgrade or whatever. So even if it dodges one attack in the attack where the charge is depleted, it's worth it.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's more worth it than false transponder codes. Something that I genuinely think, oh dear.
I think
there was a boost.
I think
the boost failed.
I think FTC is a fiddler in the moment. It's kind of
Yeah,
one of those cards that says, oh, you know, everyone has it, so I should better have it as well.
Yep. And little bit cautious here. Obviously, Ray done just the one forward, so caution definitely. I think, sir, we're going to get shots. I think nearly everybody can shoot, because I even think the Danish tally can fire into Zizo. So blue and the yellow seems just about in range, I would assume. I do love Zizo's ability. I really, really like that. It's after you defend or perform an attack, spend a charge, which comes up every time to get a focuser and evade token. Yep. Like that. Who should target lock it? Interesting. Wrong ship for the target lock, so they're all in range. Do you put it on Ray here and hope it's ranged 1 to 2? I would. Does the boost to ensure that it's ranged 1 to 2, and it is all Team Mexico. Here comes Mexico. Who will be shooting first?
There goes FTC.
It does.
Deactivated.
But you know, it only saves you really for 1 turn, and then after that, it doesn't. I would rather not have that, to be honest. It's a huge ship. It's got. I mean, I absolutely adore Mexico's pilot cards. They are super sweet. Range 1 then, and is easy. So.
Ooh, that's a lot of. Oh, okay. 4 dice.
Yep.
That's a lot of
That's
dice.
a lot of dice. And then all the malarkey she can do with her crew.
Okay, 3 hits. Fin.
Yep,
Focus.
Fin for the blind. Can't really do anything here at all. Yeah, taking the target lock on the ship. And then respends that. For the same result. So 3 hits.
4 hits with a force token.
4 hits with the evade, yes.
I'm very confused. What's going on? Okay, there we go. 4 hits.
They will get there eventually. It is all good. It is all good. 4 hits from Ray.
Ooh, not
Oops. Oops. Half points. That Ray does not have a... That's easy, does not have a focus. So 2 shields, 1 hull. Mexico burst out in the early lead. And then the next 2 shots are all going into Ray. Primary weapon does... It's got the focus. Chooses violence. 2 hits. Definitely a shield. Maybe 2. And she failed her boost, so she's absolutely tokenless. So
Yep.
that is
2 shields.
2 shields onto the Danish Ray. Or spend a force, and it's just 1. again, all the malarkey, the crew all being the same. I will spend that and use that. And here I've got a target lock back. This, however, is a lot more dangerous.
And that's a missile.
Range 1 proton rocket. I mean, that is exactly what Mexico want. So 5 into 1. And yeah, you spent
that's
a bit of that focus for 5 hits. Good God. Perfect proton shot.
That's 4 damage.
Evades 4. So all shields gone, 2 into the hull.
I would like to say that was brutal.
Did that not be 1 more extra? There was already 1 taken from the first, and then saved 1. Should there not be a well, so Denmark shoot back. 2 hits. Evades. No damage there. I assume we're going to get a cluster missile. Range 1 into Ray. That's not great.
That's 2.
Yep, so 2 hits.
1 evaded, 1 goes into shields. That's
Yep. So there you go. There is whatever that cost gone already. Interesting. Two hits and an eyeball. So gonna spend that to get the target lock back. And do that to get that. There we go. 3 hits from Ray into Ray. Ray no longer has a stealth device because surely that was gone.
no, she should have it still.
I'm confused. Why?
Okay. So
Okay. Well, let's just do what's happened, shall we? After loads of dice being rolled, the Mexican Ray has lost 2 shields.
Yep, and therefore stealth device. Possibly we misinterpreted an attack somewhere. Like we thought that they were attacking on something, but then they attacked somewhere else.
Well, there's no shot in here really that in the Ray that would give Ray 4 green dice, surely, because Ray only has got the 1 green. 2 with stealth device if it's in there, and nothing is at range 3 that can shoot her. So, and even if it was, there's nothing obstructed. Call me confused, but they're happy, so we should be happy, right? I'm gonna call it happy. So the stealth gone on the Mexican Ray, the false transponder goes in the opening. Shooty pew pews, and apart from the Danish side, that ZZ low is she down to 1, and that's not good.
Nope. Oh, let me. So that's 2 damage. Yeah. That was a very non-convenient trade. Right at the start of the match.
Yeah. It's a lot of damage. I'll tell you that much. I've got this little feeling this is going to be like the game I streamed last night, where it was never after the initial like one turn of movement and an A-wing had been half, and it just continued this barbarous murder killing all the way through to about the last. It was about 15 minutes to go when the last two ships exploded, but they were all on one hull for the four ships. It was a brilliant game, really good game. And I don't particularly like where most of these guys are. I do like the fact that Mexico can probably Mexican ZZ can probably too hard to the right and rotate their turret and try and get some more shots into Ray. I think the Mexican Ray is in a really bad spot. The TA wings have
Yeah,
to move.
she doesn't have much room.
No, like ideally, I think she'd like to try and like three bank up to the left, but can't do that because of the Danish CZ, who admittedly probably won't be there much longer.
Unless he tries to sloop.
Uh, Possible. Very much harder to do with a large base ship than say any of the medium bases or the smaller ones.
Oh, but there's another problem. That Danish ZZ moves after Mexican Ray.
Exactly. So Mexico have to go first, and they've got to either clear a lane straight, because one straight will just bump into ZZ, giving the Mexican Ray absolutely no modifications, no focus, no anything. Maybe a oh. Do you know what? For the first time since I've been streaming in this, I'm really glad I'm not flying in this game. So the open engagement worked out brilliantly for Mexico, but now they're in a really bad position for this turn. So I think the only thing that you really could do is I would do the too hard with the yellow A-wing. Gets easy away. The red, can the red do no, because that's then going to go over a debris cloud. I don't like where red is at all. I really don't. Mexican tally not in a good spot.
It's gonna be a challenging turn because it either ends up in a bump fest
Yep.
or it's
and
definitely
the bump fest isn't going to be good for either player.
yeah, because both. I'm sorry if I refer to them as Mexican A-wings, but it's just easier to do that.
It is.
All A-wings are stressed, so we should not expect choreograms or sloops or other funky stuff.
No, definitely not going to be happening at all. So, like, Maz from Denmark really does need to try and get his ships in a position where he can either do an additional action with a boost that the A-wings all have, or rotate the turret, which will again stress them. So he's looking for blue maneuvers. Well, it's Alberto from Mexico really needs to get those two red and yellow A-wings out of the way, so Ray can come in, not have to change her rotating arc, and keep it there. So I think probably, in all honesty, there'll probably be a bump from the red one. The yellow one should be able to get out of dodge quite easy. The problem for Maz is his ZZ in purple, as you say, they're all stressed. So any sort of disengage, remembering Mexico moves all their ships first. He's fine with Tally. Tally can literally do a two bank and take her pick of what she wants to do. So that's easy done. Maz has got all the doubts are done. So
Unless they both rely on turn maneuvers and resetting the firing guard. Turning the firing guards.
Yeah. But as Gilberto goes first, he's actually changing what he is going to do with Talazan. So I think that's the most complicated one to do. Maz can literally very easily do a 5 strike with his easy, straight over the top of everybody, and then maybe barrel roll away to get out of any arc. Yeah, it's Gilberto's red is the problematic one, but it looks like we're maybe ready to go.
Let's have a look. I get that they're being a tiny bit pensive this round.
Oh yeah, I mean this could be huge. And the problem for Maz really is, and to be fair to both players, your number one target in each of these lists is wipe out Ray as quickly as possible. That's what their captains will have told them to do. Try and keep your Ray safe and take a few really good shots into the other Falcon and then disengage, maybe get one out the side, and then come back around and skip around.
So,
But Maz's Falcon is in a really bad position. I cannot see any real way of him getting out of this unless he does it too hard to the right.
so
Because
just we have a strong suggestion from the chat that is
from
from the chat. There's a scrub that apparently plays in some local circuit in the United States who suggests the name Arriba Wings.
Arriba rings.
Arriba
What about
Wings.
Andale? We're not calling them Andale wings. Andale, Arriba.
Andale Wings. Ah, that's a tough choice. That's a question for the chat. Is either Arriba Wings, as suggested by Captain America Marcel Manzano, or is it Andale Wing, suggested by our local Irish scrub, Simon? You can vote.
Absolutely. Thank you for giving me my full title. Thank you.
So,
feeling that, I'll just call them taco wings and be done with it.
Could be. I would refer to fireballs as taco wings because they are spicy and burn.
I love them. Yeah, that's it. We're calling them taco wings. Now we just need to find a really nice Danish food source that we can call Maz's A-wings.
Google is our friend. Danish food starting with letter A. Let's have a look. Danish cuisine. Let's have a look at Danish desserts.
Oh, food channel. Oh.
Okay, I cannot read Danish because the words.
Do they not do like a really nice pastry covered in syrup and sugar and all that? I remember going. I've been to Denmark many times. Absolutely wonderful country, lovely, lovely people, and they have like a thing that you can get all the time, and I can't remember what it's called.
I have it. It's the Ableskiver wings.
Cool. Wienerbrod is another one. That is what Danish pastry is actually known as, but I don't really want to call them Wiener wings because you could be taken off YouTube. Well, just call them Danish pastries because they're the best pastries on earth. Okay, sort of. Unlike the dials, which have been sat now for a good 5 minutes and nothing happening. No one's even stopped the clock. Okay, movement like that. I like that. Juan Gilberto, you to go first.
Let me just remind it that still device is gone.
Certainly is. Sorry, you've got me. You said the magic word of Google, so I now have in front of me the 8 most famous Danish pastries on earth. And they all sound incredible. Rhubarb horn, seed snappers, raspberry slices, spandauer. This sounds absolutely bonkers. So if there's anybody in the chat from Denmark, explain to me what a boss snail is, and I can't even pronounce it. It starts Dreckenschnagel. That might be it. A cinnamon snail, which sounds equally as bad, and a tea poppy seed bun. So interesting. I have no idea what the delay is. This is a
90 seconds.
No, I have no idea what the delay in game is, and I know this is probably
sorry.
going to be the most important move, probably in the game for both players. But if all the dials are down, I'm kind of wondering why no one's flipped over a dial from Mexico. But it looks like we might have something. So Ray is now being changed again. No, we're all good. What is a Boston cinnamon snail? I have to know these things. If I find it, I'm going to put it in the XTC chat.
So
in the food.
Are we gonna start seeing something moving? Yes, we have a sign of life from the players.
Excellent.
And I would assume rotating the arc, maybe? No. Okay, curious.
That's
Not what I have expected.
Well, that is what I expected. I expected that maneuver and the rotate. I expect to rotate out of this one because it not only can block Maz's Falcon, but rotate it at the back. Take your stress for doing that. So that's all good. And then all Ray has to do is do a 1 in and focus up. Doesn't have to change anything. Because if Cizo, who's already stressed, just flies over the top, that's fine. You're only probably going to take a shot from Maz's tally. I'm deciding on what action to take. He's not, is he? Take a focus, sir. Goes out the side. Okay, so probably wanting shots into the snails. 3 forward from Maz's Falcon bumps, so that is one thing done correctly. Right choice of move from Maz. That's lovely. It's easy. Really happy with where she is. Can lose that stress, so get rid of that. Power roll to the left, possibly, or just a reverse. That he has just done. That's incorrect. That's your Falcon. That's better. So still, I assume it's going to be a focus, and then the rotate, so it keeps that stress out. And let's see how I called a 2 for the range. Let's see what he's done. That's what he's done.
Yeah.
Get rid of that altogether. Now, Tally here is the one with proton rockets. That is range 1 to 2, so take the focus. And 5 days into Ray, should Tally be alive?
Yeah, but even if it's killed, since it's
that still goes off.
Yes, PS5 still goes on. Still goes off.
So Ray only has the 1 shot. That is into the blue A-wing of Denmark. Spends that eye to get the reroll. Not a great shot all over.
Nope.
Because I think she's going to want to keep the focus that she took for defense. Doesn't.
Ooh, that's a good roll. That's a convenient roll.
That's a very nice roll for Maz, so looking a lot better. Now, here is where the pain could actually come in. So,
that should be a range one shot, correct?
Yeah, it'll be a range one shot. Yep. So 3 dice, primary weapon out the back.
So, just so you know, I was today years old when I realized that you can shake the dice on TTS to roll them.
Oh yeah. Do you know you can also flick them? You can flick dice too.
That's interesting.
So it's in the thing on the left hand side on all the little things, and there's one of them that you kind of click your left click, pull back, and it fires things across it. So it's very interesting.
3 more.
So three more damage in there. So 4 total into the hull. Oh god. Hit, crit, needs paint, does not get paint, can spend his last force, and it is 2 crits. First crit is fuel leak. Oh god, it's fuel leak. Oh no.
That's not a good chain to have now.
That is really not a good chain to have now, because that is the 5th damage. The next one is a crit. So you suffer a damage, and then another damage from fuel leak. And then you pop fuel leak down.
So that's
1, 2, 3, 4,
1,
5, 6, 7.
Yeah,
one
that's
whole.
one whole ray.
But he has forgotten the fact that fuel leak specifically says after 1 critical damage, which he got after the fuel leak, you suffer 1 damage. You take that crit. That crit was the stunned pilot. But then you repair this card, so that should actually be face down. It does say action to repair it, but a lot of people forget about if you take 2 crits, it just turns over, so you don't get that effect twice.
Yeah, but still they fixed it in game state, so...
Absolutely. So here is the critical shot from Maz this entire game. He has to empty 5 hits in here without fail, and spends that for 4 hits and a crit, and only 1 defense dice in there. So marksmanship also triggers. So 3 hits, 2 crits.
2 crits, 2 hits. And...
So 1, 2. That's the first 2. The first crit is a damage sensor array. The second one is disabled power regulator. So all the Ds. So you can only do focus on your bar, and the next time you engage, you get ioned, which will not do an awful lot of stuff, as you need 3 ions to actually make the ship just go the 1 forward. So with all that in mind, after all that cataclysmic shooting, what's the score? I assume Mexico are ahead.
The score is 73 for Gilberto, to 50 for Mats.
So still kind of close.
Yeah. Mexico's leading by 23, and 23 equals to half Tally, or half Zizi, kind of, because she's 26.
Absolutely. So it is Zizi, but Maz's Zizi only has got 1 hull left. So another huge amount of points. That would probably be my target priority for the next turn. Problem is trying to get Zizi in arc, and it will probably have to come from the Ray Falcon. How about a couple of 2 forwards from the? Did we get a winner? Is it Arriba or Ondale?
Captain Manzano actually suggested another.
Oh,
that is Ay Caramba Wings, and honestly, Ay Caramba Wings could be a clear winner.
Ay Caramba! So Bart and Simpson are flying the red and yellow thing. Forget Zizi and forget Tally. It is Bart and Lisa, and that is what we have now got in this in these A-wings, subbed in at the last second. So I'd do 2 forwards, focus up, and try and get a shot out the back into Maz's Falcon that is one hull off exploding as well. And the fact that he's got a stunned pilot doesn't really matter because there's no debris in front of him at all. He is absolutely fine.
It also goes if you move through overlap an obstacle. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Was it in first edition that you also
Yeah.
could overlap a ship and then you get damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that stun pilot has been reduced in its severity quite a lot from first edition, so that's quite good. And I do like some of the new cards in the damage deck. I think the damage deck is now much more critical when you take a critical hit. As I saw in my game versus Ireland versus Finland, there was a chit crane of fuel leak into panic pilot after Venny had tried to do a 3, so he had 3 stress tokens, and that just completely ended the game. And then that final crit that went in was weapons failure, so Benny was firing 1 dice.
Yay!
Very
Very large pea shooter.
Yep, but he managed to keep Venny alive for an unbelievable 5 turns with like Fenroy shooting him at range 1, and he still kept him alive. Unbelievable. Some bad rolling from Finland at times, but at the same stage, rolling forward and getting 1 hit he evaded was incredible. And then there was another 4-die attack that got 2 hits, and he rolled 2 as it was range 3, so kept him alive again. Brilliant game. What suggest anybody who wants to watch a really good, everybody chooses violence from the first turn, because we had first turn engagements. It's only an hour. Go and watch it. It is fantastic. So players deciding where these ships are going to go. Birdo in the lead by over 20 points, which is kind of handy.
Does Danish Ray have a stress? I don't think so, right?
So the 2 crits are on Mexico. You talking about the Mexican, right?
No, Danish.
No, there's nothing. Well, he has got one on the back there, but I'm not too sure what from.
That could be maybe of the A-wing, because if it's not stressed, he can easily.
If it's not stressed, he can sloop. Yeah. Oh, he can get out of all of this very easily, just by moving Ray first. So a 2 bank away, quite like that. A 2 forward, I extremely like that. Take that stress off. And then Ray will probably do a 2 bank, and she does. So, again, stress away. A focus. Or, I mean, she could actually knock one of these down, and has. So the only crit that she has is disabled power regulator. The other one has been put down, because that was a bit nasty. A 5 forward from Tally, who is completely untouched. Has already fired her rockets, so with the back arc, it's a Tally on Tally action. That sounds like a movie that has a lot of pop-ups if you watch it online. Well done there. I possibly would have went the other way, because the only way that Mexico were going was to the right. So going to the right and keeping it in arc is a bit scary. Yeah. So that stress token you can now see at the bottom right hand corner of the demo screen is from that 3 sloop. So we're all good. Ford State actually now correct, because he could not have done that. But then no action at all. I'm not actually sure he has him in arc. That's a lot of stress. So it spends that force.
That's a ton of stress.
Oh, yes, he did have the stress because he failed his maneuver by going into the debris cloud. So, is this enough to kill? No,
Nope.
no, it isn't. No, it isn't. This might be enough to kill, though. It is obstructed range 2. So 2 on 2 with a focus for the needs it, bend it. Good man. 2 hits, needs 2 evades, which fails miserably. So that is a dead ray, but dead ray will go out swinging. This means that Gilberto can now take the range 3 shot into the one hull of ZZ. So 3 into 4.
Meh.
Surely you're going to spend the target lock and reroll all 3, which he does. Looking for something better. One hit and 1 evade. So, not bad. The biggest point sink in the Danish list and the Mexican list are the Falcons. The evade token going on to ZZ Low is part of her pilot ability, but let's be fair, this shot on the way out is going to go into Ray 100%.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We'll spend that for the hit crit already. Eyeball and the blank being re-rolled because of the target lock.
So he's not adding a fin result because it's not in the front arc.
It's not.
Yeah,
so,
4 hits.
but can do that for 4 hits.
Sorry,
4 hits will not kill.
But
that
they can take a dent.
But they can take a dent. So, hit crit. And the crit this time is a stunned pilot. Exactly the same that Maz had on his. So if we can get them all put up, that I believe will be 7. So
yeah,
5.
It's a 2 hull ray.
So just 1 off. To be fair, I like putting a hull upgrade on Falcon. I think it's far better. Really do think it's a far better thing than FTC and the stealth device. It just makes it much more horrible to kill, an extra damage.
So an update is 120 to 50. Yes, 120 Mexico, 50 for Denmark.
Yeah. So the last shot here from Maz. Tally on tally. And the X-Wings from Mexico, the Aya Caramba list, I mean, that's not going to fit. So all good. No damage taken at all. Mexico in control. Now, I don't think he's going to be able to run with Ray for longer than about 10 minutes. Because ZZ should just hard 2 in and boost and try and take it off. But a massive move here from Gilberto, putting him just underneath the debris, big, as fast as it can possibly go, and 2 hard to the right from ZZ. and maybe rotate that turret is another thing that could happen. And I think that the two tallies are now in an eternal game of chase me, chase me. So this Group E game is coming down to 22.5 minutes. Maz, the blue player on your right-hand side from Denmark, has already set all his dials, probably because he's behind. And
Yeah, he might be pressuring a tiny bit. Like, not the pace of the game, but, you know, pressuring the opponent.
This is not in real life X-Wing. So I'm more than happy to sit and go, I'm not going to flip my dials over until I know exactly what I'm doing, because I don't want any of my A-Wings to take any damage. I need to protect Rey. Rey could quite easily do a 2-hard to the right here. Take a stress, because she doesn't really care about stress at all. And go up to the top, or she can continue right down to the bottom right-hand corner before doing her turn and going all the way up the board edge. With her turret out both sides, that's probably a very, very good idea. So I would do a maximum thing forward on the Vulcan, which is 4. So the large base ship is huge. Hard to know. I would keep Rey with one hull as safe as possible for as long as possible, because getting that back is not good.
The big problem
having
here
that explode, not good at all.
Mads has no more secondary weapons on Tally. Because he already fired his rocket.
Yep.
He has 4 charges on the cluster missile, but on a 1-hull ship.
So at this point, I'd be very happy to trade ZZ for Rey for the points difference. It's almost twice as many points to kill Rey as the ZZ costs. So that would make it a much more interesting and tighter game than what we've got now. But the problem is that only leaves Maz with one ship who, as you say, has fired at the protons. So,
I mean, he could definitely start kind of dancing around the table and picking off shield and hull and this and that. But not in 20 minutes.
No. And it is exactly game clock at 20 minutes. Again, we are having a wee look. He's just checking the 2 crits. So just to remind you, stun pilot, don't overlap an obstacle or you take a damage. And before you engage, gain 1 ion token. So, now 1 ion token is, not sure if you can see it. It is just beneath the center of debris. So that is 1. All ships engage every turn. So the problem is, and again, the reason why I would do a 4 forward with Rey is because you would take a 2nd ion, and then your next engagement, you would swing a left, and then you won't go off the board. Because, or you could just go 1 forward. You could do that as well. All the choices. Okay, first choice is a hard 3 and a focus. And
on the other hand, I mean, he could try to flee for 20 minutes, but
he could. That I can't see him being able to do that for 20 minutes. So I think one of Maz's A-Wings will get him in arc and kill him by that stage. So there's the 3 forward. You cannot flip disable power regulator. You just can't. Nice little bank in there. May even take the boost to the right, and does. Will still probably be range 2, but much closer this turn. Destruction chosen. Pure violence chosen. Rotate that turret, sir. Take your focus. Put that turret out the front. Don't forget your turret. Don't forget your turret. Paint me confused. Why on earth did Maz not rotate that turret to try and get some shots in the yellow?
No clue.
So one hit, evaded with that focus. And your turret is out back.
Yeah.
So not good. And back to Daz. So maybe
unless
3.
he wants to turn straight boost and have what is the yellow A-wing on the tail later.
Yeah, but Gilberto's A-wing also has got cluster missiles, exactly the same as so both CZs have got that. Neither of them have fired a single charge in anger so far, and a cluster missile to Maz's A-wing will probably result in death. To be fair, especially if they get them modded up like that. Luckily for Maz, the only target lock on his ZZ is from Ray, who I now fully expect to rotate like a merry-go-round around this rock. I just expect a two left, a two left, a two left, and a two left the entire time.
2 left to infinity.
Yep. Just literally the world's biggest handbrake space turn ever. And just spin around that rock. Problem is the too hard is a white maneuver. So we'll be doing that without any mods whatsoever. So maybe you do it this turn and see if where the two tallies go before you rotate your turret, because that could be something that may need to happen. Hasn't been a bad game though.
No,
you must be very proud of the amount of superb games that you've had in your tournament, Filippo. You must be.
Don't get me wrong. I'm never gonna say that a game is bad unless a game ends in 5 minutes with one of the two players flipping the table.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Just because that's not a game.
No, it's not.
It's a mirror. It's easy that a mirror match kind of avalanches from a certain point on.
Yeah.
I would say it's more usual than other kind of games.
Absolutely. So 2 hard, which is a blue, and a boost for the stress. That move I do like. That move I really like because if Zizi has done a 3 bank, this could be a great block.
Let's have a look if you read it.
Decides to get out of there. Take the stress for the rotate. This is violence. Huge applause. Yep, so that would have been the perfect block. But in saying that, cluster missiles are literally only range 1 to 2. And that's way outside range 3. So these guys will not be shooting each other this turn. Problem is, Zizi on 1 health.
Yeah,
the other Zizi is getting a 3-on-3.
That's
So
a
I would probably take an evade here.
yeah, that's a. I'm not gonna say that that's a rather dead ZZ, but
Now, 3 dice with an evade's going to be, A-wings are hard to kill.
yeah, but only thinking about dice stats, you have three 50-50 red dice against three 33% green dice.
Is the boost even worth it here?
Nah.
I think you take an evade, which he does. So sensible enough. And then a 2 strike from the other tally. If he stays right there, is not getting shot and just takes a target lock. Love that. Clever play. So here we go. The only shot that will probably happen in the entire round. 3-on-3, ZZ on ZZ. No mods for Gilberto. An evade for Maz.
Oh, okay, that's
Hit, crit.
Oh, and that's dodged.
Perfect. Now he gets the focus. Doesn't need to spend the evade as he rolled them naturally anyway, so all good. And not a chance of that being anywhere near in arc. So 11 minutes. I'm going to say there will be this round upcoming and one more, and that'll be this. And Mexico still hold a commanding lead. That's it. How many points exactly are Mexico up? 20 what?
They're 120, leading by
Yeah.
170 on a 50 points Denmark.
Right. So Ray has to explode, and then half another A-wing, possibly.
Yeah.
So Denmark are still in this. It just has to be well flown for the next 10 minutes by Maz. So Maz has again set his dials. Yep, that stress went because it was a 2 strike. And the target lock put on to the other tally was the maneuver. So that's at the minute no dials from Mexico. Mexico leading. That's again, I have no issue with this at all. So ZZ is set. I think ZZ should really do a 2 bank to the left.
Or maybe take everyone by surprise.
And fly off the board.
No, maybe
That would take me.
even. So I'm expecting Ray to not change the fighting arc. Maybe do a 1 straight or a 3 bank to the right.
Yeah.
Thus leaving as much room as possible to get a shot. So if ZZ goes for a vice versa, 3 bank to the right, maybe boost. Sorry, 3 bank to the left, maybe. Maybe could manage to get a how do you say, a bump on Ray. Maybe.
Yeah, possible.
Just to avoid an attack.
But I'm sure that he actually wants the attack. So, personally speaking, I do not believe that Gilberto wants to lose Ray at all. Those are expensive ships, and he'd already taken off Maz's Falcon, so possibly soon as the minimum that the A-wing can do is a 2, that will probably put... Oh, no, he decides to move it without a dial. What? Okay, does a 1 forward, repairs
Damage card.
Yeah, so keep stun pilot up because it's not going to survive probably long enough. So get rid of the other one as the action. 2 left and a boost from Tally. There's a 4 forward. Surely it's going to be a bank to the left to ensure that he's not getting shot.
Is that gonna be a 1-turn boost in? Yes.
Yep.
But if he boosts in, he gets into 2 firing arcs. So I would not
Exactly.
I would definitely.
Exactly. And at range 3, I can't really see anything else happening, but he needs to get in there. He
Yeah,
needs
well,
to turn.
yeah, correct. Losing for losing, you still do it.
Yeah. So takes the 1 forward. So interesting to see here what we've got. So we probably have 2 dead ships at the bottom. Takes that target lock. So we are going to see a cluster coming from Maz's ZZ. Ray will shoot first at range 2. So 3 and a 3. There is the thin set-aside dice that can be re-rolled. 2 hits and an eye. Let's spend that.
And they stay, so that's
Spend
3
the
hits.
Yep, 3 hits. Is going to need 3 natty evades.
Oh,
And
no.
does not get that, but on the way out will get the focus. So she ZZ has got target lock and focus for her cluster missiles. So 3 into 1 when that shot happens.
Ooh, okay.
Nice, very nice. So the Mexican ZZ into the Danish Tally. 2 and a 4. I don't expect much damage here. 1 hit. Advanced optics makes that another 2, 3 evades. And then do we have a downtown shot here? Yes, we do. Range 2. The 2 out the back. Spend that focus. Just spend it.
Yeah, it's a hit and a
Try and get the half. Try and get that half.
It's highly unlikely that. Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah. But that could have maybe stripped off that focus as well, because he would have had to spend that for the 2 hits. So here we go. Cluster missile from ZZ into Ray.
Ooh.
Keep that eye. Spend the target lock on the 2 blanks. Needs at least 1 here.
And that's 3.
That should be enough. That should be enough. Doesn't matter what is rolled here. That is 2 going into Ray. Ray now dead. Because regardless of the ability and the core and everybody else, it is still a crit. And that crit kills off Ray.
So with 3 minutes, about 3 minutes on the clock, we have Gilberto for Mexico leading 146 to 100.
Yep. And the last shot here, 2 hits, spending advanced optics, rolls defense, and keeping that eye keeps that A-wing totally safe. So this will be the last round. They've been playing roughly 5 minutes around. So this will definitely be the last one. There are also only 3 ships left. So now you just literally run as fast as possible. Maz is going to have to try and chase one of these. So he has two options. He either does the hard one or the 3 to try and chase Tally, which has been an ongoing chase for quite some time. Gilberto has got a lot more options open. He can literally go 3 away and boost, take his time with his dials. I'll be amazed if there's a second round after that. He knows exactly what he's doing with his Tally, which is going to be a 5 straight and then a boost away to get his focus, keeping that arc out the back. And all he really has to do to win is ensure that his ZZ doesn't do anything stupid. Hard 2 to the left. We'll probably rotate the arc out the back to see where that goes. And that's interesting. I would have done the 5 straight. I would have done everything to not give him a shot. Gets the focus. Boost to the left. And this is the key one. So that's the 2. That boost straight will not put him on the rock. Oh, it might.
Ooh.
And precision. Precision.
I was gonna.
So,
my money was on fail.
Yeah. Now, millimeters. So 2 and 3 focuses each. First one is decides that's fine. The blank in the eye doesn't really matter. Ranged 3 unobstructed, 2 into 4. This probably won't do that much damage either. Spends that focus. Just 1. So it actually gets a shield on to Talazan. Revenge. 39 seconds left. Rolls up super fast. Spends for 1 hit. Two hits, spending his focus. So if these go through, that would be a halved A-wing on Tally. He needs to get a dial over and put something in quick.
Yep, that's time on the round.
That is time on the round, but there is going to be a final round because Maz actually got his dial flipped over. So we are going to get one more thing of movement here. So this is very, very simple.
Let me just... he needs to kill ZZ to win.
Which is impossible. Even at range 1, the A-Wing can only have 3 red dice.
No,
and
but
2...
mostly Tally is 46 points, and the difference is 47. So...
Yeah.
Like,
so...
apologies to Denmark, but unfortunately that's game. But...
It is.
As Hayen, I think it's maybe Stefan, or Sandro if you are of Italian descent, or Sylvain if you are French, was saying that this is round 2 of the table, and it's 1-0 for Denmark.
Right.
Stepping on a ledge and assuming that Denmark has lost this round, the table is 1-1.
Yeah. Oh. Exactly what I would have done there with ZZ. Disappeared. He's going to see what he might do to try and get the shot in. Hard to know what the best thing to do here is. He could just barrel roll to the right or just stay there. So that has literally made no difference at all. So it'll be a 2 end of 4, because I assume that's a range 3 shot before he brings it up. Not 3 dice. You don't get 3 dice. Yep. He's not happy with those. He wants new ones. Well, just take that one hit. And with it being ZZ, getting that hit in, double modded, final shot back, spend that.
Oh, it's 2 hits.
2 hits. Yep. But into 4 dice.
Again,
Chances are slim to nothing.
7 million green dice.
And doesn't need a token at all. Well played, Mexico. Deserved that one, I think.
Bravo for both players. Mads, you fought well. Congratulations on Gilberto for winning. Tough match, because I mean, except for the last 2 turns where the outcome of the match was kind of determined in the end. It has been, how do you say, a roller coaster, because we saw a lot of damage going into Danish Ray in the beginning, but then Mads had a huge comeback by pummeling Mexican Ray.
The 2 most critical points of that game were the 2 proton rockets. They both got 5 and did a whole ton of damage into the Falcons each. The only thing that really swung it was the initial engagement in the ZZ and taking 3 damage in a 4 total health ship. That hurt Maz a lot, but still did his best to keep it alive. And it was actually that ship that took out Gilberto's Falcon a couple of turns ago. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. So all to play for in that group.
Yep.